Good Monday morning, everybody. We are finally back from our trip to Spain, and then I flew back into Charlotte from Spain, and we got back on it late Thursday, and I'd already planned to start this job the next Monday, so I really didn't have a whole lot going on Thursday and Friday, or Friday and Saturday. So I called Chris over at Let's Dig 18, and I was like, hey man, you mind if I hang out with you for a couple days? So instead of driving 3.5 hours from Charlotte back to Myrtle Beach, after a 9-hour plane flight, I drove 2.5 hours to Apex, where my parents live, and I hung out with Chris, Let's Dig 18, for 2 days. So you guys, by the time you've seen this, you'll have seen that video. So it was a great time. Appreciate him letting me come out and hang out with him. But we're back. Got a busy week this week, a lot of mulching work to do. So we're out on a project that I picked up before I went to Spain. So let's take a look at what we got, and then we're gonna get to grinding. All right, so this is gonna be the next few days worth of doing here, probably around 3 days or so. So basically, these people have this property. They're gonna be putting some buildings out here. And basically what they wanna do is just mulch down. So there's an old fence in there. We're gonna come down this line and mulch basically as close to that fence, that old wire fence back there, that as we can get. Doesn't have to be anything pretty. I'm probably gonna have to bring the Mini over here. They want me to do this ditch, and then there's a back line back there that's really tight next to a ditch. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the skid steer in there, and then we got to come down that whole line as well, do that. So we got a good bit to do here. That side is really bad over there. This over here is just a bunch of privet and little small stuff. It should go pretty quick, so that's what we got to do. They don't care about the mulch being out here because they're going to strip off all this grass. They're just trying to open this up and get a lot more space on their property, basically, like just get a little more square footage there, open it up, and then they're going to come through here and just strip all this off and put buildings. So instead of having to rip all this out and haul it off, because that would be separate than the dirt, it'll all just be mulch and dirt, and they can just scrape it up and off they go. So I got the skid steer out here with the TMC Cancela. It rained, so after all that dry dust before I went to Spain, it finally rained, and now everything out here is wet. So got the ASV, got TMC, and we're gonna get to grinding. So let's get started. Had to put a little oil in the machine this morning, a little engine oil, and we're ready to go. So let's go. good progress. This whole, I guess it would be the left side if you're coming in from the highway. Whole left side is done. Luckily weren't too many problems with that, other than I did hit one little thing of wire down there. There's a big, right where that kind of tree is sticking out down there, there's a whole bunch of this fence wire piled up behind one of the trees over there. Luckily I saw it, but there was a little bit of copper wire that I guess was for an electrical fence buried up underneath there a little bit. I got a little bit too close to that. It wasn't much, but it was enough where I had to go get the grinder real quick and cut it out. That didn't take too long, but the rest of it went pretty easily. I did have to reach up and kind of cut some of, oh, there's so many vines and stuff in there. I really wanted to go in like this the whole way down, but the neighbor over there's got like a shop yard, and he's got some stuff out there, some equipment and stuff, and I didn't want to blow a bunch of mulch over there. Over here I could have done that a little bit, but I was making pretty good progress coming through here going this way. It seemed to be the most efficient way. Just run the fence line, and then a little bit less chance of me kind of hitting the fence. I did have to go into it a little bit, but luckily I didn't hit it anywhere. There's a big old tree that fell right here and kind of crushed the fence. I ground out what I could of it. So I'm gonna he's supposed to be coming by. He said around lunchtime. It's about 1 o'clock now. So they wanted me just to get the big stuff, and then he's the client that hired me, they're a construction company, and he was like, if the little stuff they weren't too concerned about. And he's like, if I have to send my guys back through here with trimmers and stuff to clean some stuff up, that's fine. So I think this is pretty much what they wanted, but I gotta have the Mini out here tomorrow, so I might take the Mini through here. I'm gonna see what he says. And then this tallow tree, I don't know if he wants to take that or not, but we can if he wants to. So through here, I'm gonna do this ditch line with the Mini. Tomorrow I'm gonna bring Little Munch over here, and the brush cutter will come through here, because I got to get all these little pines and stuff. It's just gonna be easier for me to selectively go in there and get that stuff, because what's gonna happen, because the fence is like right there, but I got to get some of these pines out. So Little Munchy will be perfect for that. Clean up all this through here. These big pines are all gonna stay. We got to mow this ditch, and then over here there's that little cluster of bigger pines. He wants those gone, but there's an old shed that's in the ground over there, so I may have to actually hand cut those and drag them out into the grass with the Mini, so I can grind them up with the skid steer probably on Wednesday. But what I'm gonna do now, we're gonna come back around, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start this line over here and start working. That's a really thick line over there. It goes way up in there to a ditch. But we'll go ahead and start that, see how much we can get done of that, and be back with the Mini tomorrow. So let's crank on. little bit wider with the material going back towards the ditch than the other side. And that's about the same thickness. We're gonna get into some bigger material as we go down. I think there's some bigger trees. But we're going through it pretty quick. The only thing I'm having to do is raise this mulcher up to get some of these vines and branches and stuff. A little bit of a pain, but we're getting it done. The fence is right down there, like in the ditch. Some of that stuff is growing really close, and I don't really want to go down in that ditch. I think the ditch is dry, but I don't really want to go down into it. Oh, come on. Don't do that. Don't do that. There we go. This privet, so this is like a privet, these bushes that are growing out into this field. Most of this stuff's like a privet. It's really common here. It likes to grow on the edge of farm fields, and it just kind of follows the sunlight and grows out into the light, and if you let it go, it will take over and just start creeping out into the field, slowly but surely. It does make a really nice mulch though. It is one of the trees or bushes that we mulch that makes a really nice mulch. The bottoms can be a little, the bottom stem, like right, it goes into the ground, like the stump of them, can be a little tough to mulch. They tend to get a little hard at the bottom, but other than that, they make really nice mulch. That fence, you guys can't see it, but that fence is like right there. And I got this big old privet right here, clear holly, whatever this thing is, hanging over. I have to raise up and try to trim it back. And this is one of the things that I was talking with Chris about. Let's Dig 18 when I was visiting with him, about my goal is to eventually get about a 15-ton machine. I want a zero-tail machine. So if you're not familiar with excavators, they make conventional and zero-tail. And like if these are your tracks, when you swing over to the side, the butt end on a zero tail doesn't swing out past the tracks, and I like that for working in tight areas. And it would work really, a 15-ton machine, an excavator, would work really well for this kind of job, because all this stuff is hung up in these, I mean, it's just a mess in here with all of this. And you know, with all the vines and the branches and stuff, and having to reach up with this skid steer is not the most ideal thing. And if I had a 15-ton machine, 15-ton machine with a mulcher on it, it would be a little slower, but it would be a lot more thorough. And it would be able to get these vines and stuff and get some of this material a little better. And basically you could come in from over here and just work down this line with the arm out going this way and just shave all this back and kind of mulch it top down, and that would work really good because of the way it's growing, like almost horizontal. This stuff's not growing vertically, it's growing almost horizontal. So when you came through here with the excavator, you could open the face of that mulcher and just shave all this back, and it would work really well. I could have done this whole job with the Mini, with little Munchie, but it would have taken so much longer. But it would have been a little bit more thorough of a job probably, but it would have just taken so much longer, and they didn't really want a super thorough job. They just want this stuff cut back about as best as I can get it, as close to that fence. to my niece, Sailor. I just talked to my sister-in-law, Misty's sister, and her daughter, who's my niece, has got RSV and the flu right now, and she is just not feeling well. So I just want to wish her, hopefully, hope she gets better soon, and just want to say hey to her and just let her know I'm thinking about her and that I love her, and I hope she starts feeling better soon. So if you guys want to drop a link or drop a comment in the comment section, I'm sure she would enjoy that. Her name is Sailor. Is almost growing out horizontally. I mean, it's a pain. It really is. To try to get down. Try to get the machine in there to the base of it is kind of tough. We'll try to knock some of these branches down so I can get to the base of that bush. This is a mess. This is a mess. Vertically, it would be so easy, so much easier. These were all like vertically standing trees. Like over there on the other side, a lot of that was standing vertically, and it went easy. This stuff is just all over the place, but it's going. So I gotta go move the tripod so we can finish time-lapsing this. So I hope that gives you guys a little better explanation of what we're doing here, and hopefully we'll have most of this line done by the end of the day. So let me go move the tripod and we'll get back to it. Alrighty folks, we are done for today. Pretty much got all the way to that shed right there, so good progress today. Even with I got a little bit of a late start, just trying to get back into the swing of things, and then this thing was a little low on oil this morning, engine oil. So luckily there was a Tractor Supply about a mile or so down the road, so I ran down there and got some oil. But got a little bit of a late start, but all in all, very good progress. The owner came by about 3 o'clock and he's like, dude, you just gave me like 50 feet of my property back. And I was like, yeah, I know why. So he's super happy with everything. We're pretty much done with that whole side over there. He's good with all that, except for that tallow tree. We're gonna take that down. He wants that gone, but everything else looks good. I don't have to worry about doing any of the handwork. He told me he'll have, if there's any little bit of stuff to clean up, he'll have his guys come and do that. No big deal. He did add that he wants that cluster of bigger trees over there taken down and ground up, so that'll be tomorrow. I'll have the mini out here. We'll saw those down. I'll stack them up, lay them out over there, and we'll grind those on Wednesday when I come back with the skid. So tomorrow we gotta take those trees down, clean out that corner, get those trees laid out, because I can't get in there because there's an old shed on the ground. So we'll get that cut down, drag that out, cut the ditch, mow that down. That won't take no time. And then I'm probably gonna come in here and just clean this edge up just a little bit as well, and just clean it up a little bit in some spots. Nothing crazy. We'll cut that China berry hanging over, we'll cut that down, and I'll grind that with the skid steer on Wednesday too. And then so Wednesday we'll come back with the skid steer, and we'll finish that little section right there from the shed out to the street. Not too far to go, that's 50 feet if that. and we'll grind up the trees on the ground, and that'll be it. And I got to do that back line with the Mini too. There's not much there, not much with that. So yeah, so not too much to do with the Mini tomorrow, but I think it'll be probably close to a full day out here with it, doing what we need to do, but it should go pretty well. So machine did great in here today. Super happy with the TMC. That door, that front door, like you'd come out to this job and not think you wouldn't need a door, but cleaning up along this fence line and not having to worry about blowing stuff into the neighbor's yard over there worked perfect. Like I said, they're not looking for anything like super nice through here. They just want this opened up, and then, you know, I'm gonna bring the Mini through here and clean it up a little bit better, but they're not looking for it to be like, you know, beautified. They're just trying to get some more space through here, and like any of the hand work, like I said, he's gonna have his guys do it. Any of the tidy work, that's by hand. So it's just cheaper for them to do it than to pay me. You know, they're a construction company. He's got an army of guys. They just couldn't do this big stuff by hand. You know, you can't come in here and do what I was doing with that by hand, but they can come through there and clean up the little stuff with trimmers and chainsaws and stuff. So, but yeah, he's super happy. He was like, man, dude, you have just completely given me so much more room for activities in here. And I was like, yeah, man, that's what we do. So loving the TMC. Gotta get this thing's a mess. Gonna get her blown off really quick, and we'll be out of here. So I'll unload this tonight. We'll go and get the Mini loaded up, get ready for tomorrow. So all I gotta do is pick it up and we'll be back. So beautiful afternoon. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm out of here. Bye, everybody.